Woohoo! What's going on, family? Blessings and blessings from Cardiff by the Sea in San Diego, aka Whale's Vagina. I want to pop in here and ask you some questions and say what's up and check in. What's going on, family? How you living? I've been down here for about a week now, and probably gonna stay for a month or so. I just want to chat, see how you've been, what you've been up to, and answer any questions that may come up. So, what you guys want to talk about? What's going on? Autumn. Hold on, let me turn my screen up so I can see your comments. Aunt Dog, Aunt D-O-double-G, what's going on? Tiffany. Hello there, beautiful. Good to see you. Roger, aka Zen T Traders. Yes, indeed. Did you go to oh, a little interruption. You still there? You got me, you guys got me? Alright, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's dive in. Give me a subject and we'll jam on it. Wise words on self-indulgence. I'm trying to help a friend with with eating food. Yes. So a lot of times, a lot of us, when we're dealing with and being with things that are uncomfortable, that challenge our comfort, we tend to indulge in emotional eating, watching porn, masturbating, scrolling through social media, and a few other things in order to avoid what's coming up for us. So that one of the best things you could do, like for instance, before I met Alexi, I did 6 months of celibacy because I didn't want my, what's going on, Randy? I didn't want my penis, my animal, to be running me. I didn't want to feel like whenever the animal, the base desires came up, that I would need to honor those, because I wanted to be bigger than that. And so for anybody experiencing overwhelm or anxiety and you find yourself emotional eating, one of the best things you could do, or drinking alcohol, a lot of people do this. They stuff their emotions and their feelings down and they walk around like this. I'm fine. Everything's fine. See, I'm fine. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And it's not fine. It's not fine. But so one of the best things you could do when experiencing overwhelm or sadness or anxiety is not go and do something like eating or masturbating or watching porn or scrolling. Catch yourself doing that and go against it, because that's how you create and build a body, an emotional body, and to hold and handle a big life. Is that 6 months free from all sexual acts with someone or alone? Yes, for me it was. So there was nothing that left my body for 6 months. Everything stayed in. Question: how does it feel? How does one feel energy from stones? Everything is talking. Everything is talking. Our planet is alive, awake, and aware. And so if you can feel the energy of the ocean, then you may, if you attempted to, be able to feel the energy from stones, crystals, or plain old rocks. For those of you who've ever done plant medicines like ayahuasca or mushrooms or things of that nature, you probably have had an experience where a tree or something or a rock, you felt the vibrations, you felt that the whole planet was alive and that you were connected to it, that everything was touching everything. How do you find the being mindful and more awake take a long time, or is it a constant challenge / goal? Mindful and awake. Is it a constant challenge / goal? Yes, it's definitely a constant challenge, especially in a society where we are bombarded with all kinds of media and screens here and there and flashing this and that, and everywhere you drive there's a billboard or a poster trying to tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you need to buy this Volvo in order to feel safe, that you need to get this new phone in order to be attractive, you need to wear this type of lipstick and makeup and listen to this in order to be good enough. Of course it's a constant practice. Does it get easier? Absolutely, for sure. When anything you practice long enough, you become an expert at. How to focus more on success, less on unnecessary things, and what to do when you are about to give up. Here's the thing. If you're at the point where you feel like you want to give up, you're closer than you've ever been before. The ego, the wounded self, the wounded mind, goes double time when you're close to a breakthrough. So don't give up. Hang in there. And it's an ego trick that a lot of us have bought into. That when I fill in the blank, when I make money, when I'm successful, when I meet the right person, when I get married, when I start the business, then I'll be fill in the blank. Happy, secure, all of that stuff, right? So then it becomes, what we're doing becomes a means to an end. But life doesn't work that way. Life just keeps lifing. And so you'll become successful and realize that it was never about that in the first place. It was always about the journey and not necessarily about the destination. The destination was just cheese in order to get the rat to come into the trap. The wounded self. I like that. Yes, the wounded self. How does one, what does the word hobby mean to you? I don't know. Hobby? I don't know that word. Could you go more into why you did celibacy? Kind of missed it. I did it because I didn't want my dick to be running the show. I chose celibacy because I didn't want my base level animal desires to be running me. I wanted to be bigger than those things because I was calling in a big life. And when you're calling in a big life, you have to be bigger than that 2 million year old reptilian brain that's always trying to have sex with everything or eat it or kill it. Kendrick Lamar is dope. Love his new album. What is the one decision that you regret? I don't regret a single decision. There are some things that I've done that have been pretty jacked up. I've beat people up. I've stolen. I've cheated. I've done all kinds of stuff. Do I regret those things? No. In hindsight, would I have chosen to do things differently? Maybe. I did the best that I could with the tools I had available, just like you are. Everything you've ever done is perfect because it's only one now moment happening over and over and over again. The past and the future are figments of our imagination. There is only now, and in this now, I am perfect, whole, and complete, but not finished. I am a divine manifestation of the Most High in this perfect now moment. Woo! Just like you. Can I get a hello there, like my man Ralph Smart would say? It's amazing how many times things go back to comfortability. Awesome. How do you keep a daily relationship from being boring? In other words, how to avoid surface conversations? Well, surface conversations are necessary at times. And everything at some point gets boring. But curiosity is one of the best tricks to keeping a relationship alive and well. For me, I stay curious about Alexi. I stay curious about relationships. I stay curious about myself. There's 1 trillion cells dancing throughout your body, throughout my body right now. All the crap that I put my body through, my heart still beats every damn day. Minute after minute, moment after moment. There's so much more to me and to life than I know. This is how much I know. And there's all of life. And so if you just stay curious, it'll change everything for you. David said, how does one become a paid public speaker similar to what you and Alexi do? One does that by practicing being a public speaker. One does that by becoming lightweight, obsessed with whatever it is that one wants to give to the world. One does that by understanding that you're not in the business of public speaking, you're in the business of marketing your public speaking. Marketing is the game changer. If a tree falls in the wood, nobody sees it or hears it. Did the tree fall? If a public speaker is awesome and great at speaking, but nobody ever finds this person, are they a great public speaker? Yeah, maybe. But you got to get out of your own way and figure out how to market yourself. My man, Arsenio Buck, said, I have a problem at my job. They're not allowing, my phone's about to die, guys, so we got about 10 minutes. They're not allowing me to grow professionally, and they're giving me no-win situations. Arsenio, I would beg to differ. First of all, allowing, right? This is victim conversation. And you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You get to see all the places where everything is a win-win in your job, where you have a job. You know, we talk about the glass being half full and half empty, but you really get to understand that you have a damn glass. And so you can look at the glass and go, well, it's pretty, but it's not pretty enough. It's not as big as so-and-so's. I'm not having enough raises as so-and-so. Or you can look at it and go, I'm so grateful that I have a glass, and how can I take care of the glass I have? How can I show up so big and so bright that they have no choice but to see how amazing I'm showing up as, and out of that, offer me a raise or more situations where I can win. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're doing amazing. You're being amazing. You just get to own that and stop looking at and focusing on all the ways that you're not. How does one manage well-meaning but toxic friends and colleagues who live to complain and spin out? You let them know that you're not available for that, first of all. So whenever they do that, you get up and leave. Whenever they do that, you say, you know what? I don't feel comfortable having conversations like that. And so they won't do it around you. You say, if you want to talk about what's right in the world, if you want to talk about love, if you want to talk about what's amazing, if you want to go have some fun, I'm all in for that. But if this is just going to be a bitch session, I'm not down for it. And some of them may distance themselves from you, and you have to be okay with that. Because if you hang around toxic people all the time, or people who are choosing toxic ways of being, not toxic people, then you will become one of them. Preston, do you have any tips on how to prevent procrastination? Yes, schedule. Schedule everything. Schedule in play. Schedule in naps. Schedule in the things that you're going to do, and have them go off in your phone as a calendar alert. Got it? Woody said, what was the first thing to happen to show you the law of attraction was real? Well, all kinds. I mean, the law of attraction was always real. I just didn't understand it, per se. That's a good question. I'm going to have to sit on that one for a little bit. What about WW3 and the Illuminati plans? I don't concern myself with that stuff. Preston, how do you find your life purpose? You can't be outside of your life purpose. And your purposes will change all the time. Ask anybody who's lived a long life, anybody who you would consider wise, ask them, did their purpose change? Of course it did. When I had kids, my purpose changed. When this happened, my purpose changed. When I discovered this, my purpose changed. You're going to have many purposes. So let go of the idea that you need to have one thing and it will find you. You won't even have to find it. It will find you because you're already in it. Sometimes you have to go to Detroit to make it to California when you're in Arizona. Think about that. You're in Arizona and you got to go to Detroit to make it to California when California and Arizona are right next to each other. But sometimes you need to go way out of the way in order to find your way back to where you were going. And so you're in your purpose right now. You just don't know it because you're so fixated on having it be the one thing. What's your thoughts on Jesus Christ? I think that dude was awesome. if he existed. What are your thoughts on religion? I choose to not have a religion, but religion is perfect as it is because it's here. So I don't resist religion. I don't find it's necessary for me. I think Jesus was an awesome person. I love that Jesus said, "These things and more shall you do. What I can do, you can do, and even greater." But nobody wants to pay attention to that part. They just want to worship a dude. So the Bible was translated from Aramaic, from a language that wasn't written. And then a dude named King James decided to take some stuff out and change some stuff to make it fit what he wanted. So that's what I think. Oh shit. Have you ever astral projected? Yes, I have. I'm from Detroit and I now live in LA. Awesome. Thoughts on no FAP? I don't understand what that is again. Can somebody tell me what that is, no FAP? They say people that experience enlightenment usually go through a deep suffering before they break through. What was your rock bottom that made you wake up? I mean, I've had so many damn rock bottoms. You guys have to understand, I'm damn near 37. I'm a grown-ass man. I've lived a lot of lives. I've been in a gang. I've watched people die in my arms. Friends of mine have been shot and killed the day that I decided not to go. I've been in fights. I've been sick. I've had heart palpitations and told I'm going to be taking medicine for the rest of my life. I've been broken up with and had my heart broken by someone who I thought was going to be the one. There's my Detroit. I thought this person was going to be the one, but really my one was still out there, Alexi, and I needed that heartbreak. I needed that pain in order to gain new direction and to understand my truth, because I was putting my power in that person's hands. And the moment all of that happened, I realized that I was doing that. So I needed the pain, I needed the rock bottom in order for me to experience what I'm experiencing right now. Do you understand this? All of you are in one of those. How does one overcome the fear of failure? One understands that there's no such thing as failure. No such thing. One would maybe say that death would be the one time you could say I failed. But as long as there's breath in the body, you have another opportunity. Another opportunity to reflect and reveal who and what you are. To step in and decide who you want to be in this moment based on whatever circumstances you're standing in. Remember, the circumstances don't need to change for you to experience your own power, your own magic. It's not the load that breaks us down, but the way we carry it. C.S. Lewis. It's not the load that breaks us down, but the way we carry it. Some of us are carrying the load in a very ineffective way. How would you describe who you are? Light, love, pure beingness, energy in a space, God. What do you think about aliens? I think it's very possible that there's other life outside of life that's on this one blue dot when there's a bunch of other dots everywhere. Thoughts on Christ consciousness? Yes, the Buddha nature, Christ consciousness. This is this as-me consciousness where one experiences God everywhere, in everything, at every moment. I have tapped into that. Do I live from that all the time? Nope. How would you describe who you are? I said that one. Okay. What's your belief on the afterlife? I think that there is that energy can never be born and therefore never die, and that we just changed the channel. And for now, most of us can't see the other channels. I think it's all existing at one time. That there's only one now moment that is happening in other dimensions. Yeah. So, afterlife? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's after. It's just a different channel. It's just like, jeep, right? Now I was on channel 1 and everybody was on channel 1 who was alive and human. And then, I lost the body and now I'm on channel 3. But people on channel 1 can't see the people on channel 3. And they're not people. They're spirit, they're energy, they're souls. They are individual splinters of one God consciousness happening all at once, right now. By the way, thoughts on DMT? Well, DMT exists within us. I've never done DMT straight up. I've had ayahuasca ceremonies. I've done like 30 ayahuasca ceremonies. And I choose not to do those anymore as well because the medicine told me I got it. It's game time. Do you and Alexi plan on having children? Yes, we do. You know, God's plans are different sometimes, but that's the plan. My daughter, I believe it's a girl, has visited both of us many times. So, what would be channel 2? Good question. No freaking clue. You tell me if you find out. Do you believe for you... Wait. Do you believe for you to find what you've been created for, you must create tasks and challenges to determine if this is right for you? I think that life just lifes. And one of the best things any of us could do is just follow our bliss, follow our heart. Whatever's calling you forward, follow that thing. Because none of this stuff matters. Like, it doesn't really matter. When it's all said and done, it doesn't freaking matter. So why don't you go ahead and do what the heck you want to do and follow your bliss and follow your heart and have fun and fall and get scraped up and cry and get your heart broken and all of that stuff, because that's the purpose of life, or the purpose we give it. Look how beautiful, guys. Sun setting, San Diego, California. How often do you meditate? What tips do you have for someone who may be starting? I meditate every day now. Sometimes I don't for a long time, and then I do. Put on a YouTube track, a 10-minute YouTube track. Type in 10 minutes meditation YouTube on YouTube, and listen to that song for 10 minutes. You could do the guided one, or you could just do the sound, the music. And repeat this mantra. This is something I repeat all the time. I deserve, I allow, I receive. I deserve, I allow, I receive. And I repeat that over and over again in my head as a mantra. A mantra means mind vehicle. It's a vehicle to take you deeper into the self, because we're all on a journey home to the self. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yes, indeed. What is God to you? God is everything and everyone and everywhere we look. That breath, God. You, God. This tree, God. All of it. God is showing off, showing itself, herself, himself in all of us. Preston, after my last panic attack, I've had more anxiety, and I get anxiety thinking about my anxiety. Any advice? Breathe all the way into the bottom of the belly. Most of us, especially when we have panic attacks, because I've had one before, the breathing is up here. It's all up here, breathing. And because of that, there's not much oxygen in the brain. And when there's not much oxygen in the brain, there's not much space for us to make a different choice. So breathe all the way here, deep in the belly, and ask yourself a powerful question. Who am I and what am I here for? Well, my name is, I'm Preston. I'm love. What am I here for? I'm here to serve. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to live love, give love, and be love. That's what I'm here for. What do I choose right now? I choose love. What do I choose? I choose to see the perfectness of this now moment. You follow? Ty Lopez is a very polarizing character. I've been to his house. I've hung out with him many times. He's an interesting dude, for sure. Interesting dude. I actually like him. I'm not necessarily completely aligned with everything that he says and does. He's interesting. Yes, indeed. Okay, hey Preston, this is Anthony Truman. Where are some places you recommend traveling out of the U.S. for the first time? If you could get to Africa, you win. Because freaking the motherland, that's where we all come from. The motherland is a beast. Africa, Tanzania in particular, amazing. We're going to Uganda in a couple months to go trek with the gorillas. Costa Rica is really beautiful. Australia's kind of like the US, just a bunch of white people and different type of culture. It's amazing. But all of it, just travel, just go. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Mexico, go to Mexico. Mexico's awesome. Preston, will you get buff/ripped again? Maybe. I've been thinking about it. I'm not really a gym person. I'm kind of skinny and like lanky, and I've never been that big. Like I weigh 160 pounds, and I've weighed that when I was 15, and now I'm 36, going on 37 in a couple months. But I did get pretty big in college. You guys saw that video or that picture of me. I got huge. Wow, look how pretty the sunset is. I don't know if I'll do that again. Maybe.